I know you don't even know what's going on, but this is take two because I was a hot mess earlier. Ugh. Okay. Hello, sunshine. You're watching the Osiris show. Thank you so much for tuning in. And thank you so much for anyone who watched the first episode and just, whoa, had the patience and time to press play and support my channel and liked and subscribed. You know, I appreciate you guys so much. That was one, that was vulnerable, and two, there was a lot of trial and tribulations, and thank you for like any support you're giving me. Like, I don't care at what point in your life you watched the first episode, but that was just a little introduction of who I am and just to set the mood of like my show. And this episode is going to be not like a part two of what we talked about, but it's gonna be a little continuation. I feel like I'm too close to the monitor. Let me just scoot back a little bit. Should have done this earlier. You know what? You don't even know. You don't even know. I could start all over. I'll be like, restart. But I'm not gonna do that because I hate to edit and I don't want to edit anything. I will let you guys know that I was editing the first episode and it took me like 45 minutes to trim the first minute of the episode when I just sat down because, and then I was like saying like blubber, like whatever. I don't even know what I was saying. I was like, it was like a minute and 57 seconds of just like pure chaos and nonsense. And I was like, I need to cut that off. And I did. And it took me so long because I downloaded an app and it was free. And with like me, I have like ADD or HGTV, like one of those two. And like my inability to focus on what I'm doing is just insane. So I was like, I went in there with the intention to edit the app and I got distracted. I'm like, wait, I think I should create a little intro. So I'm creating this intro and I gathered all these cute little videos and then like, boom, watermark. Hate the fact that it had a watermark. So, oh, and by the way, I hope that you guys love that I'm calling you guys sunshine. Wait. It's because look, it's a cute little landscape, my shirt, and I just wanted you guys to see that it's like a landscape. So there's a sun, and then over here the mic is here, but there's like these are clouds, and then there's like a little house, but it looks like a little acorn or apricot or I don't know, mushroom. Or if you're nasty, actually no. This is PG. 13 maybe. But I am like doing my best to not even cuss. So like I'm not saying any bad words, no foul language. I am filming this on a Sunday, so it's the day of the Lord. I'm like trying not to be like super silly right now. Okay, so what was I saying? You see, focus. That's literally what I was talking about, focusing. So I am like trying so hard to focus. And I did this whole little intro and I'm realizing like, oh, like my little intro. Oh, should I just have closed my shirt? Nah. Okay, so anyways, I like that I'm calling you guys sunshine. And I hope you guys love that I'm calling you guys sunshine because one, I don't know what gender you are. You could be a boy, you could be a girl, you could be a little puppy. Because I sometimes watch like TV with my dog, and my dog likes to watch. I hope he likes to watch, or maybe he just likes to be like curled up around me. But I'm like, I've seen videos of dogs watching TV and they love it. So like, what if you're a dog and you're watching me? And I am like, I don't know. I just think sunshine is like non-gender specific and it's like beautiful. It's like positive. It's light, luminous. It's a star, and I'm like, you know, it's cute. It's like, good morning, sunshine. Hello, sunshine. But I'm saying hello because I don't know what, like, I don't want to throw my day off. And then also, I don't want to say good morning. And then it's like literally still like 7 o'clock. And then I'm like, whoa. I tricked my brain and think it was morning all day. Or like, what if you're watching like at a certain time period of day, whatever. So that was a lot of blobber. But back to what I was saying about editing. I hate to edit. I just want to speak and be like blah 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 blah. And literally, like I was like, I don't have a computer. I don't have a laptop. I did this all on my phone. I'm doing this all on my phone. So bear with me, especially with the drops of the episodes. I'm trying to like drop them every either Thursday or Friday, just so you guys could have some like positive energy for the weekend. But I feel like Friday could be a little too chaotic because like for me, my weekend starts on Friday. So I you know what, I'm deciding right now. Thursday drops. Hello. And then if I feel like it, not if I feel like it, but if once, this becomes, more frivolous for me, and it's like there's more traction, the audience is expanding, we have a community, then yes, I will do like bi-weekly drops, or like, is it bi-weekly? Like I will do like, sporadically, it'll be like drops on Monday and Wednesdays and Thursdays, or maybe a Monday, because I don't want to do Friday, Saturday. I feel like who's on YouTube Friday, Saturday, Sunday? Because like some people have social lives, and if you're a family, you should try to like, like gather the things that I'm teaching you or what say you, and take it to your life and definitely apply it. And what better place to do it on the weekend? Where you have your free time. You're not in this 9 to 5. What say you? So yeah, so I'm thinking Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, or like Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. Well, this is like speed rush into the future, like speak into it, like manifest it. So what, like, I feel like once all of these things do happen, which they will, I have faith that this is going to be amazing, and I am going to have beautiful community of like sunshines out there, like, so many rays of light, and we're all just going to be a community, and I am just gonna be here to like teach you my knowledge and uplift you the best way that I can. So with that being said, I will do like probably drops on Thursdays to start off. And then when this grows, I will drop 2 to 3 episodes, because I'm gonna have to give up more time to do so. Because I have a full-time job, and I don't drive. I don't know how. I'm like SpongeBob. I could not get a license, but it's okay. Like my limiting beliefs are changing, so it's gonna change. So I know this. Like I hate editing, and I'm trying to be conscious of time, because sometimes I see episodes or I see like videos of like some people that I like to watch. I enjoy their content, or even if it's like for example, like you have like podcast people like Candace Owens, or who else, I don't know, like even like the guy Alex Rogan or something. You see, like I'm not familiar with the podcast gang, or like, what is that girl called, something Call Me Maybe, I think, or like Call Me By Your Name. No, Call Me Daddy. Did you call? I don't know the name of that podcast either, but she had a thing on Instagram, and now she has like a show, right? In her episodes, they're on my like watch later, because they're like an hour and 30 minutes sometimes. And like there's moments when I will like, okay, I'm gonna watch, like a half, like I have like a 30-minute break, I'm gonna watch one part and then like watch the end later. Or like, what if you're sitting in traffic, depending on how much you commute, and that's when I watch it. Like, I sometimes commute from like where I live all the way to like LA, West Hollywood, Beverly Hills area. I commute like an hour, sometimes like an hour 30 minutes. There's moments when I do like almost 2 hours, and I'm like, that's when I watch that content, or like pay attention or whatever. And there's just so much content out there, and I'm realizing, you know what, I'm thinking about you guys, the beautiful sunshine people. the beautiful sunshines, because you don't have to be a people to watch me. But if you're commuting or whatever, anyways, I'm thinking like I feel like 45 minutes should be 45 to 50 minutes. That should be like a healthy like episode. So I'm trying to keep it in that. Like once it goes past an hour, I'm like, oh my god, like, do you have the time? Because then it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. The attention span all of you people have is insane. 30 seconds. Like, I'm thinking to myself, do they even read books? Which is kind of why I want to have a book club. I feel like once we have a little community and you guys are interested about this book club, I've been wanting to read this book called A Little Life, and I am gonna read it to you, and also it's gonna like just get me out there, like, you know, get used to my voice, 2, surpass my fears, 3, get used to reading and just elaborating more words, fine tuning my language speech impediment or whatever, because I don't have it, but I think I do, or I just give it to myself, whatever. You see, like I'm becoming a little self-critical. So when I was editing the first episode, I'm like realizing the things that I do, and I'm catching myself doing it now when I say things like too much, or you feel, or you know. I need to cut that off. I need to have just more reassurance and let that go. And I'm happy that I get to see it for myself. And I am so happy for that. I have a journal. I brought it because I need to, one, because of my HDTV or ADD, whatever you say. I think I need to figure out what these words are called. Whatever. Like, my inability to be able to focus, it's insane. So I wrote down a couple talking points, and I don't have cue cards. And last time I was here, like, there was like, I used a whiteboard and I couldn't find it. But, ooh, anyways, I should get a whiteboard. So this is going to be an educational book. So welcome to the second episode. This is the longest intro, probably 10 minutes long. But it's like a little talking point. But this is kind of like what a show is. And sorry to disappoint any of you who do know me and think we're going to talk about celebrity gossip, which I keep up with celebrity gossip. Yes, I do. Like, for example, like, oh my God, how embarrassing was that CEO debacle? One, I had to look up the astronomer company. AI. They make AI. 2, they made him resign. But also, if he's so knowledgeable and he's already worth $70 million, and this other woman too, I don't know her net worth, but she's like human resources, just start up your own company. I hope that the affair was, you see, like, this is like hot topics. No, it's not. So episode 2 is literally like, I feel like I'm giving you the example of like maybe the episode, the title. The episode title is called Analysis Paralysis. And this is something that a lot of people go through, especially a lot of artists, a lot of writers, or just people who have an idea but have a lot of fear. So, for example, me. And I'm like thinking that I wanted to talk about something else. So before I even start diving into the episode, I am just going to talk about like my editing and the fact that I don't know how to edit. And I just want to like talk about it, and like we're going to just like move on. So the reason why I'm going to talk about editing is because you might see this episode get re-uploaded, or I am going to then re-dip myself into analysis paralysis again, but it's not going to be a part 2. Like, this episode might be part 2 or 2 parts, because one, you do know I talk a lot. And because I talk a lot, I am, when I have a timer, so like I am like realizing how much I've been talking for. And I am trying to give you guys that beautiful wiggle room of like 30 to, no, not 30. No, this is not an episode of Friends. Like, I'm going to give you 45 to 50 minutes, like an episode of like Game of Thrones. So 50 minutes, not surpassing an hour. And if it surpasses an hour, like, boo hoo, go pee and put pause. Like, get yourself a snack. But in case it is that lengthy, then it's going to be like, I'm going to find myself a way to just wrap it up and just lead into part two. But the reason why this might be re-uploaded is once I learn how to edit better, I am going to re-upload this for you guys because I know that you guys deserve a way to get more have this episode be more visually stimulating besides just me sitting down and talking, which is why I went like this to like, oh my god, I could have gotten a whiteboard and just doodle and but no. But maybe, I don't know. So I might refilm this in the future, like a couple of months later when I learn how to edit or like learn how to source videos or and how to cut it together. Like, I don't know how to do any of this. And like I said, I do not have a laptop and I have chubby fingers, like, which is why I would never finger myself because they're kind of chubby. Like, this is disgusting. Why did I say that? But I'm not gonna like go and edit that out anymore because it's so frustrating having me edit it. But like, yes, my fingers are chubby. They're like, which is why you will never see me try to like dig a booger out unless I'm using my pinky because I feel like I'm gonna stretch it out. I don't want to get stretched out. And I'm not gonna get stretch out my, like, any of my holes, like none of my nostrils, my ears. So no. And because I do have chubby fingers, even though I have the Max iPhone, I'm still like struggling to like have my finger land in the right square or the right something that I'm trying to trim or cut. So this is like a little annoying for me. It's frustrating. And it's just like part of life. First world problems, you could say, but it's okay. But when I learned how to edit, when I get myself a laptop, I get myself a MacBook or whatever, if you have any recommendations, please tell me what's a good laptop to have, because I'm gonna have to do research on that. But when that happens to me, or when I do all of this, then yeah, I am going to re-upload this and I am going to give you guys things and visual things, visual images. I might have to draw them or like create images, plop them into the episode to give you guys that visualization. So this is good if you're driving down. Yeah, go ahead, girl or boy, sunshine, press play, listen to me on traffic and just be like, what is this guy just like, what is he like venting about? Oh my god. Yeah, my frustration of not knowing how to edit. So once I get a laptop and learn how to click and dig and like be able to get the right software apps or I don't even know, like I'm doing research on this. Like I just thought it's gonna be easy, like press record and go. Which I'm just like, you know what, maybe a whiteboard could be okay. Cause like I just hate editing things, right? So I even thought like, wait, one day I could have like a, for example, like, oh, here is a green screen and I just show you like images of like whatever. But like, even for that, I'm gonna have to learn how to edit. So when all of these things happen, you're gonna get a re-uploaded episode. And I know I'm talking a lot, but hello, you should know this about me. I talk a lot. I said that in the first episode when I introduced myself. But when I learn how to do all of these editing things, you're going to get a video that even I would enjoy to love, to, watch. Yeah, that makes sense. Let me say that again. Like, I am going to give you guys a re-uploaded episode, or just like an episode where I'm just like, okay, we're gonna dive into this topic again, and it's going to just give you beautiful stimulation, visualization, because I'm a visual learner. I need to see what I'm talking about. So right now I'm going to paint you a picture. through my words. And which is like great if you're like, you know, watching or listening just on your walk or your jog in traffic. But if you're watching, then you're gonna like, well, like I'm like I can't wait till this happens, like months in the future when I learn how to do all this or get a laptop, you know. So which is great, but also like this is time consuming because I don't know how to do this. I am not a techie savvy person. Like it took me 20 minutes to figure out how to like use this little like microphone thing and how to set up this whole thing. Like I'm not a techie savvy person. I'm young, but I act like an old lady. And the only reason why I do that is because I am like such a like old school romance. Like I would love to live in a castle. I love to have a garden. Like that's in my manifestation board. Have a Spanish house looking castle. Like I like to have a like I would love to own a beautiful big garden with a maze and just like, you know, give me that Pride and Prejudice and books and love it. Old school Italian-y vibes. That's me. I like to listen to jazz and real instruments. I'm so old school that way. I'm like scared of AI coming into our world and taking over, which I'm just like, ugh. Like, yeah, like low key, I'm like, so like, I'm just like, ooh, like, I wonder if this like astronomer scandal is gonna just like enable this whole, you know, company. But no, I don't think so. AI is just, it's according to AI, it's already been here, right? So back to the episode at hand. So thank you for watching. Obviously, already did that. Already say thank you. So this is episode 2 called Analysis Paralysis. So I am gonna give you guys my like definition of analysis paralysis that I wrote down on my journal. So what is analysis paralysis? That is the state of overthinking, usually over a decision, to the point that you are unavailable to make a choice. This excessive contemplation is normally rooted by fear of making the wrong choice and wanting everything to be perfect. This will result in many missed opportunities and will create a lot of anxiety. So now I'm gonna give you a little like story. I keep like refixing because I'm just like don't know if I need to either raise my voice or like, because I don't want to be like the people who hold the mic. But if I do become a person who holds the mic, I'm gonna be Wendy Williams, that type of microphone. Love Wendy Williams. Happy late birthday. How you doing? I miss that show. Oh my god, I miss Wendy Williams. Like, that was a better world. Like, can we go back to that timeline? Like, the Mandela effect is not affecting right now. Like, I miss the ooh, ooh. Like, yeah, and the Hot Topics, those were great. Like, give me the tea. Miss Wendy Williams. I don't know why I am, like, getting so distracted. This will definitely be a 2-part episode. I could already feel it. Okay, so my whole journey about creating this YouTube channel, this show, creating my show, is I got the idea. I had it. And then I talked to a lot of people about it. All of these people filled me with doubt, including my own mother. Love you, Mom. Also because everyone, I feel like, is giving me their own perspective of who I am as a person. And they're like, you are this way, so your show should be this way, like the way that you are. And I'm like, no. Like, I had a vision, which is kind of like, I'm just like stirring away from that, and I'm just doing my thing, and I'm just thinking like, I should have just done it and not even shared it with anybody, or just like, or maybe just say like, I'm thinking of creating a vision. But then it just doesn't matter, because then people are gonna give me their blabber. They're going to give me their 2 cents about what I should do, you know, which is kind of like, I hate being put in a box. Like, I hate getting boxed in. I am just way more than that. And you know what? I actually talked to one of my friends. She actually was one of my top shoppers at my job. Shout out to you, Lorena. I went to North Italia with Lorena. We like, shared a salad and like some pasta, and we were just like talking, and I shared with her that I was gonna do my podcast. And I told her like it's not gonna, and I told her like, cause I'm already like used to this like script that I've been giving people, like so it's not gonna be how you think. It's not gonna be like celebrity gossip. It's not gonna be hot topics. I don't want to be just another gay guy doing drama stories. Like, no, 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 not about that. And then she was like, no, I didn't think so. And I'm like, oh, and it's not going to be just about fashion. It's going to be more than that. She's like, yeah, you are so layered. And like, she got it. Like, she immediately was like, yeah, like, I already know you're going to give us a lot of stuff. Like, you're going to have an episode about this, an episode about that. However, she did say that I should probably give a couple episodes about like some like some I just don't want to say it because like I am like becoming so pure. Like, I know, like, I've been recently with some of my friends and family just been talking so much about like finding, like, falling in love with God again. Not that I never fell out of love or something, but ever since I became sober and God has visited in my dreams one way or another, like, I've had 3 dreams with God, and I just like having little conversations or whatever. Don't want to go into deep with that rabbit hole of conversation about my dreams. However, ever since then, I just been just more positive and more talking about God, and so like a little bit more pure, because I just been going through different stages of my life. And she did say something like, oh, like, I want you to have like an episode or like a couple episodes where you give us a little like lowdown on like, this thing or those things, or like sex topics basically. And I'm just like, yeah, no. Also, like, because I am like cleaning up my talk, because I want to cuss a lot. I say a lot of bad words, and I haven't been saying bad words lately. I've been keeping those bad words to myself, and I've been so good about that. So now, because I'm such a good boy, I don't say bad words anymore. I just basically keep it going. Like, I keep going with that positivity train. Don't say bad words. And that's also helping me for my show, because when you're on TV, when you get picked up by a network, or when you're on YouTube, you want to get like, it's like you don't or you do. Like, I don't know these words. Like, do you want to get monetized or you not want to get monetized? For me, like, I don't want my videos getting taken down. I want to have them up. So if I'm going to keep them from having like less bad words, I will. So when I was like having all these conversations with people, I was like filling my head with doubt. And I realized I shouldn't have done that. Why did I listen? Like, why did I just like, and I almost regretted asking the question or asking these people for some like advice, because I just got filled with more doubt. And it's not even about them. This got back to me. It is literally my fault for one, letting these voices be louder than my dreams, and be letting the fears be louder than my dreams. And also, like, I'm realizing now in the midst of doing things, that I'm like, I really kind of didn't need a lot of things. Like, why did I, like, now I'm prepared and I'm happy that I got these things. Like, I have a light, I have a stand, I have this little like panel backdrop that I have like little shelves on that I decorate, and I don't even know where things are. So if you're like, oh, this was there last episode, this was there this episode, I'm like, yeah, because I can't remember how it was. But like, I also I'm just realizing like I could have just filmed wherever, but no, actually I'm keeping some privacy. I'm filming in, like I said, like I'm filming in my mom's studio, her Zumba dance studio, where she has like her workout classes. So I'm keeping the integrity, the privacy around by creating this little panel. But also like it allows me to have like things that I like, golden hour moments, my, like the books of poetry that I read on TikTok and on here. And this is something I'm creating, but I'm just realizing through the process and I'm thinking to myself, I really didn't need a lot of these things. I was just filling myself with, like I said, like more excuses, trying to have everything be perfect. I remember, and I just like, and I kept making excuses to myself. Like if you follow me on Co-Star or you don't, you know that one of my first houses or Virgo, it's very big up there. And I'm like, me being, having Virgo in my first house, even though I'm not a Virgo, I'm actually like Leo rising. So there's not even a real thing about that. So I'm like, but I care so much about having things being a little perfect or the way things look or whatever. I'm trying not even to look at the monitor or like just be more candid or, just being like letting go, like being, and this is what this episode is really about because I am living through it and I'm going through it and I've also learned so much, which is why I am so excited to talk about this with you guys. So which is why I'm writing in my journal. Journaling really helps, by the way. So if you don't have a journal already, get one, journal, and it's just like a place to put your thoughts together. And journals could be private, but I don't care if people read my journals because I'm just like, yeah, you see how complex I am, huh? But anyways, back to my little journal. So actually no, let me wrap up my thoughts. So when I was trying to create this, and this is so simple, like creating a YouTube channel or a show or creating a podcast to be listened on Spotify, whatever, I couldn't see it for myself. And I had all of these ideas, but I was literally I paralyzed myself. I went on thinking overload. I didn't know how to stop. So why do we do this? Why do we put ourselves through what I like to call, and it's actually a term that's out there, and why do we put ourselves through analysis paralysis? One, it could be too many options, information overload, the fear of failure, which I believe this one is very important, especially to me, the desire to be perfect. And at the end of the day, this all comes down to the lack of trust in oneself. And I believe this is the most important one. So how does this pertain to me, right? I'm gonna just to give you some examples. And the more I think about it, it's I've done this almost all of my life. And sometimes I watch my friends go by and I admire their tenacity to just be fearless and go for it. And I'm just like, wow, why couldn't I have done that for myself? Why couldn't I just apply that fearlessness? I think for me, there's different components, and I'm just gonna be real and 100% vulnerable with this. But one, I was freaking scared. I was scared of one of what people were gonna say, and by people is the people that I know, my immediate friends, and then also I think I have haters. But don't we all have haters? So I was just thinking oh my god, I'm giving the haters something to talk about, something to hate on, and then it's just these thoughts of wow, I'm gonna fail. I said that to myself, I am going to fail. And then the first topic, I said too many options. So when I was trying to think of my show, I and the thing is I don't know why I put myself through this. I was why? Like I'm like the like I when I don't even have a script right now, which is like why this is so simple and why I needed the journal to like just go back to my notes. But I am just realizing to myself, like, why did I put myself through this? Like, why didn't I just, like, press go? Why didn't I just, like, go ahead and went for it, right? Like, why did I gave myself way too many options, and I realized I did this to myself. Like, one, I was like, what is my show gonna be about? Am I gonna just, like, go on and just be, like, old fashioned? Because I'm deeper than that. Like, is it gonna be like another thing about like another like I went through, like, basically I was like thinking overload about creating this show, and I was just like letting time went by, and I just refused to let another year went by where I didn't do something. Like, sometimes I hang out with my friends, and then they have so many stories, and then they're like, so what have you done? And I'm just like, girl, well, like, I just been working. Like, that was my answer. And that sometimes that still is. Sometimes it's truthful. And then at moments, I'm actually going through a lot, but I'm not gonna share unless, because like, I don't know. Like, sometimes I feel like it's not my story to share some things that are going on with like immediate family members, like drama that happened, or sometimes it's like me being vulnerable and realizing I was wrong, and then I'm going to then say, you know what, I got into an argument with my sister. I'm just like making this up, and I realized I was wrong. But this is a drama that unfolded, and this is how it's been, or whatever. So, like, going through like all of this is making me just be a better person as well, because now I get to like analyze things and just think things a little bit better. But I would just realize, like, wow, like my friends are really like doing a lot of things with their lives. They're going for it. They don't care about failing. Like, they're like, I have a friend who, she has like a gallery, and she's an artist herself, and she's also representing other artists. And then I have another friend who wants to start her own, like, clothing company with, like, I actually don't quite understand it, and she wanted me to be part of it, but I refuse to do business with close friends. But hey, I'm pretty sure we could do business now. We're not close anymore, honestly. That's kind of fucked up to say. Oops, I said a bad word. That is... Wait. Okay, I just like thought the light turned on and off, and I'm just like, I have all the lights off in here. So I'm just like, I kind of got a little confused. But I also, like, I believe in ghosts, and I'm like, so, like, I'm a scary person. Not a scary person. I'm a crybaby, not a crybaby. I get scared easily, but I'm trying not to be scared. Like, I've been watching all of like the horror movies that have been coming out in movie theaters, because I'm a stub member and I get to watch, like, whatever. Anyways, I've been watching all these scary movies, making sure that I don't get scared. And I even, like, I'm just like down. I know the scary movies to a T. Like, it's all about frequency and the way the sound. They set the tone with the sound, and the way they setting up the scenes for you to be scared soon. And I'm like, I'm gonna get scared, bitch. And I'm like, oh my god, let me just stop saying that. Okay, bitch is probably a word that you could say, right? Like, it better be. Okay, because I believe that you could, if it flies on ABC, I think it's okay. Like, I know the B word does not get, like, bleeped on reality TV. Anyways. But yeah, I was like, I get scared. I started watching this anime called, like, I think it's called, like, Scary Stories. Only because the dubbing is so silly. It's so stupid. Okay, but back to this. I was realizing that I'm like, as my friends were doing amazing things and, you know, creating things, I was like stagnant. I was frozen. And all I had was ideas. I was the man of ideas. Like, oh. And the thing is, like I was filling myself with limiting beliefs. And these limiting beliefs, I believe, are, you know, which is what we're going to talk in part 2. So in part 2, we're going to dive in a little bit deeper about this. But like, why didn't I trust myself to do any of this? Because I had a lot of fear. And it's a lot of fear that was probably like given to me by my ancestors, and just like, you know, me talking to my parents, and then they're like filling my head with like, but that's not how the world works, like, you know, like, or when a lot of, even teachers, oh my god, even teachers, they would say stuff like, well, you know, artists don't really make a lot of money, or even when you want to say like, oh, like I am so determined that I'm gonna win the lottery, even though this is very like delulu thinking, but it's okay. Delulu, it's the wrong word here. It's a very, very optimistic thinking. You are just like, whoa. You share with someone, you're gonna win the lottery and it's gonna happen for you. But then that person tells you like, that's 1 in a million. It might not happen to you. It's a 1 in a million thing, and then you believe it. Like, so I am trying to tell you, like, don't believe it. Block out the noise. Block it out. You are better than that. And I am better than that. And I know I'm better than that. So I am saying all of this to say that, oh, it smells like good food. I am hungry. Anyways, so I'm saying all of this to let you guys know that if you have an idea, you have to like just block out the nonsense. Or actually, like, when people say don't share your dreams, I am like, that is like resonating with me more and more and more, because I'm just like, yeah, like, I think like, one, am I catching the evil eye like me and my superstition? Or two, am I just, you know, filling my head with more nonsense? Like, it's almost like, oh, even though all of my projects were creative, I never, they never aroused. They never came to fruition. And I don't know why, but it happened. And it all became, it was just like, you know, and it got lost in the ether of ideas, of conversations. And they're like, ooh, that's pretty bomb. And I'm just never did anything. Like, I even help my friends out with like amazing marketing ideas, and I'm just thinking to myself like, oh my god, I should probably go to school for marketing, just because of this, like how great my brain works. And it's like, you know, me thinking, because since me working in business and retail, and me realizing all these ads and looking at magazines and being, and, you know, infatuated with Hollywood and the way they promote films and stuff like that, and the way you kind of like sell your product, sell your film, promote it, all of these things. And me being creative and always trying to use my right brain over my left brain, I'm always like, hey, merging the two, being creative and thinking about like, oh, okay, this is the way we're going to promote this in the ads. And then, like, you know, and then I think about my outfit I'm going to wear when I attend these promotional events, you know. So like, all of these great ideas just turned into just ideas. So, one, information overload. You see, like, I had a lot of information, a lot of ideas. And then my big thing, the biggest thing, is the fear of failing. I was scared that, you know, yeah, you saw one episode, you see episode 1, this episode 2, and who knows? Like, I could have one view, and then it just becomes that. It just becomes one view. But no, like, I have faith that, one, God has my back, and then two, God literally told me to do this. So I'm like, he's not gonna like let me just fall on my ass and just fail in front of everybody. But even if it does, there's a big lesson to be learned there. And that's the way I'm seeing it, because I choose to just be extremely optimistic, because, that's a word that starts with the letter O, and I am Osiris, and I start with the letter O. And it just makes sense that me and optimism go hand in hand. and then, also, I'm learning so much. So this is going to be educational for somebody. And it just doesn't matter if one day I wake up and I'm like, oh my God, it has 1 million views. Or I wake up and it's still like 10. And then it grows 10. But you know what? At the end of the day, that's a beautiful soul watching this video. That is one more than I had. And even if it's nothing, and it probably won't be nothing, because I'm going to tell my mom and my friends, and they're going to watch themselves. It's going to be like, 5 views, 7 views. And it doesn't matter. That is a small success. And a success, it's still a success. And you're not failing, because at the end of the day, catch how many times I've smiled this video. I'm happy doing this. I'm happy sitting down. I'm happy talking. I'm happy just kicking with you guys. So, I am, letting go of the fear of failing, because anyone could fail, but you're never going to know if you're failing or not until you do it. So, which is why I was saying this in the very beginning. Hey, you're going to probably see this get re-uploaded again. And it's gonna just look different, because I'm gonna come in with I'm gonna learn how to edit, and I'm gonna learn how to do these things. We're human. If there's moments when I don't believe in science, but if we believe in let's say the theory of Darwinism, it's a theory of evolution, always evolving, always changing. And I am a chameleon soul. I'm always gonna change. I'm always gonna wear different outfits. I'm gonna do whatever I want. Once you think you figured me out and you try to put me in a box, I'm gonna switch out again, switch the timeline for you. So I think that is one of my biggest things that I had to overcome in my analysis paralysis, was the fear of failing, the desire to be perfect, and the lack of trust in me. And this is a good place for me to leave you, beautiful souls. And please tune in part 2, where we're going to dive in how to overcome this. And then I am going to tie this back into one more topic that I believe that narrates why we go through analysis paralysis. So tune in on the other video for part 2, and you would know you're watching part 2 because I am still going to be wearing the same outfit. Yeah. And then also, before I let you guys go, I want to just encourage you guys to keep going, to not be scared of anything. The only thing you should be scared of is disappointing your mom. You should be scared of failing your family for not showing up and giving them the love that, even if they don't give it to you, you should still give them love. That disappointment right there, that should be something you're afraid of. You should, for those beautiful parents, even if you're a puppy owner, never treat your children or your beautiful pets the way you don't want to be treated. Treat them with love. And if you're trying to discipline them the right way, where they know what they're doing is wrong. Don't lead with violence. Break the chains, but do it with the right intention. Learn how to discipline your child or your pets if they're frustrating you because they're not doing things the way you want them to do. Realize that you don't control everything. You only control yourself. That is it. So I hope that with me being vulnerable, it just inspires you to be yourself, be your authentic self as well, and be vulnerable as well. Sorry, I'm getting distracted because there's a cute guy walking by. And he's tall. I like tall guys. The taller, the better. I obviously wouldn't want to date a giant because giants are not real, but no. well, I've never met a human that's 8 feet tall, but I would love a 7 foot taller. Like even Jacob Elordi, like one time I saw him walking around Century City, like just walking around. He was tall. And like that, 6'7". One of my exes, he was 6'9", and I like saying that because I'm like, you know, immature. Anyways, you see how distracted I get? So join me in part 2. Also, before I do go, I will like say that I did things happen for a reason. So I do believe in timing, and I remember like I'm like, should I cut this off? And I'm like, no, I'm gonna leave it on. So I trust the timing of things, and I trust everything. So I believe that things are coming in synchronicity the way they should be. However, I was watching the first episode and I started really realizing that, wow, sorry if you heard that, but I had soda and I shouldn't have. You see, cut the little words off. I realized watching the first episode through my editing, because I don't know why, because I just want to post and be like, you get what you get the video you get. But I was just checking the audio, checking the mic, which is why I'm like, I don't want to be like holding this and bringing this up to my mouth and being like, blah, 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 this is the microphone. So I'm like, I already have a loud voice, so I could just talk with my loud voice. However, I was not too attuned or a hold of my emotions, and I realized that I was reading the second poem at the end of the episode, and the audio was crappy. So we're going to read the poem again at the end of the part 2 with just, better audio, better quality, and also, dun dun dun, I believe that actual poem relates a little bit better with the topic at hand with episode 2. So see you again on episode 3 for part 2 of Analysis Paralysis. And you could watch me the next day, or you could watch me whenever you have free time. It might be another 45, 50-minute episode, doesn't matter, but it probably will be. And I appreciate you guys for watching. So anything you want me to talk about, I am all ears, all topics. I love suggestions. I will be here. I will do some research and come back, but I already have some few little episodes that I have planned out for you guys. Some topics that that are just like cute to my heart and vulnerable to me. And I just appreciate the love and support that you guys are going to be giving me, because I'm talking to the future audience, because this is just, I haven't even, like, to be honest, I haven't even posted episode 1 because my chubby fingers could not figure out how to edit this whole thing out. But it's coming, and my deadline is getting this stuff done before the end of July. Because I do not want to go into Leo season and not be this empowered, confident self that I know that I am. And I don't want to be stuck in this like thing. So like, let me just go through Mercury retrograde and be in this like little like Cancer energy limbo of like being emotional, which I believe also, like when I was reading that poem, that was a full moon. It was like literally like the 11th, 12th, whatever. Look at your calendar, look at the dates, see. But I was looking at myself and I was just like, oh my God, like I lowered my voice. I started cracking my voice because things were becoming real for me. Like this is my real life. And these are real experiences that I've had, and these are real inner demons that I've had and I had, and it's okay. We all have them, and why not share that with you guys? So yeah, we're gonna read that poem again, and I'm gonna talk about it louder. Like obviously I have this confidence energy today, and I did not drink my matcha. That's probably why I cannot focus. The L-theanine, you see, there is something to the L-theanine. I don't know. I'm gonna learn how to pronounce that. I should probably look at things, and like, you know how when you Google things and you go on the Googler on the online, and then you go like Google, and then you type in the word, and then it gives you there's a little mouth and a little speaker thing, and I literally just learned this last week. ah. But if you click on those, you hear the pronunciation of the word. Because sometimes I read the word and I think I'm saying it right, and no. And I will let you know, yeah, English is not my first language, obviously, but I also like to watch a lot of things from other languages. Like, I just watched a movie with Eva Green, The Musketeers, on Hulu, and it came in another language. I think it was French or Italian or something, and I was like, I'm gonna watch it with subtitles. It's Eva Green, I love her. And I've been watching anime with subtitles, and I hate it because I just caught, like, I'm obsessed with Lord of Mysteries, and it's not dubbed. I'm like, dub it, please, because I cannot focus on the animation and the subtitles at the same time. I cannot. So, I watch some shows in other languages, and sometimes I pick up their accents. Like, I just be like, ooh, cheerio, or whatever. I'm not gonna give you examples, but anyways. With that being said, we're going to read that poem again. I believe it's going to just tie in a little bit better to this topic about analysis paralysis, because it's the poem of the journey, which I believe the audio was really, really crappy because I was going through it. So see you in part 2. And in the meanwhile, be kind to others, but most importantly, be kind to yourself. Till next time, ciao. Love you. Well, yeah, love you. Why not? Okay, bye.